Two fishermen, Smith and Jones, engage in a friendly fishing competition. They record the number of fish caught each day they fished during March. Jones claims to be the best fisherman. What would you conclude based on the data in Table 10? The first thing we'll do is create a null hypothesis, and the null hypothesis would say there is no difference between the number of fish caught by Smith and Jones. To test that hypothesis, we would go to our data in Table 10, and we see that we have two comparisons. So that means we're going to do a t-test, and we're going to do a t-test of two samples assuming equal variances. So go up to Data, over to Data Analysis, and we're brought up to this particular box. We go down until we find t-test two sample assuming equal variances. Click OK, and we're brought to the box where we input our variable 1 range. Well, variable 1 is going to be Smith, and I'm going to use the labels, so I'm going to click on Smith, click, hold down, and drag over the data representing Smith's catch. Then I go to variable 2 range, and that's going to be Jones, so I click on Jones, click and hold and drag until I highlight all of Jones's data, release, and then my hypothesized mean is going to be that there is no difference, so that's going to be a 0. I did include the labels, so I have a check mark. My alpha level or level of significance is 0.05, and I'm going to put my output in Q32. So I click on OK, and I scroll down and examine the results in Q32. And I'll notice that the mean for Smith is 7.2, the mean for Jones is 9.7. So on the surface you might assume that Jones is correct, that he is the better fisherman. But statistically, let's go down to our calculated T and compare that to our critical value. The calculated T statistic for this set of data is negative 1.62. My critical value for 32 degrees of freedom at the level of significance of 0.05 is 2.04. If we look at this on a normal distribution curve, we'll notice that the negative 1.62 falls between -1 and -2. That's still in the white area, not over here in the shaded area, so it's still in the white area, and that would indicate that we failed to reject the null hypothesis. If we examine our data again, we see that negative 1.62 is not greater than my critical value of 2.04, so therefore I fail to reject the null hypothesis. The null hypothesis says there is no difference between the number of fish caught by Smith and Jones, so Jones claiming to be the best fisherman doesn't hold water, no pun intended.